Go to the doctor.
Okay,
No, don't go to the
recording
doctor.
button. Shush, recording button. Here we go. Okay. Oh, how you going, everyone? Welcome back to the Geneva Blues studio. Every time I say that, I sort of look around, surprised where I am. I've got the Watch Regulator here with me. This is a first for for my YouTube channel. I've got Alex here, on my screen at least. How you going, Alex?
And no one can see me. Maybe they can see me now.
Well, I can't see you now.
I'm great. I can't believe anyone's stupid enough to come on your onto your YouTube channel. I don't know how it works with the going backwards and forwards.
I don't know.
It's gonna be great.
There's about 3 people. There's about 3 people, so it doesn't matter really. No one's going to look at it.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. It's like one less than the podcast.
So here we are now. Well, I'm in my pajamas. I have got pants on. I've got a pair of shorts on. Seems like that's what everyone talks about these Corona days, is people being on TV with no pants. I got pants. I know I'm not stand up and prove it, but you have to believe me on that one. I'm going to ask Alex some questions because we went on the podcast, the Fifth Wrist Radio podcast, Robert the Regulator, which Alex really invited me onto the podcast back in the start, and I did my little spiel, which ended up being a long spiel.
Little spiel.
Yeah. So we covered my background, but we didn't really cover Alex's background. And then I hear on one of the podcasts that he mentioned like he was in South America or something or other so I want to get his bit of background from Alex. Doesn't matter, like pre-watch days, Alex. Give it to us from the start. Obviously you're born in Scotland with a freaking accent like that. Hang on, stop. Should we do a wrist check or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a wrist check. You go. Since you're my guest this time. Give me. Oh, not the skin. Oh, look out.
Skin. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. If you don't like that one, wait a minute. Well, you can have a pic of my skin collection today. What about this one? That one.
Oh my goodness. He's gone all out.
This nice one.
He's triple wristing.
That one.
Is it a Milanese bracelet?
Yeah, it's nice. This one's actually my favorite.
Ooh.
But there's one I'm trying.
You what?
There's one I'm trying to get, which is actually on it's a skin chronograph. Have you seen
really?
Those ones?
Oh yeah, I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. There's one I'm trying to get that I saw in work, came in for destruction or something. So, but I can't find anyone for sale. It's called the Kalahari. It's kind of cool. I like it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and find one. Got it on eBay alert. So if anyone's got a Kalahari out there, they want to sell for $40.
Any of my three watchers, viewers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
What are you wearing?
Okay. I'm wearing the old, I didn't really plan this at all. I've just got the old Seiko Samurai Save the Oceans on, basically. And
that's cool. It's a cool watch.
It is a cool watch. I've got it on my Halloween saddle leather, soft, super supple Halloween strap, which is, good. Okay, that's good. Drinking? On my thing.
You notice I'm not saying it. I'm not saying anything because I'm the guest now, so I'm just not saying anything. I'm going to make you lead this entire thing.
The guest is supposed to be talking. I'm just supposed to let you just waffle on, basically. Okay, first, on my YouTube thing, I don't really drink much. Yeah, I know, I'm getting there. But I was going to say, I don't do a drink check because I don't drink. I'm teetotal. So
yeah.
But what are you drinking? Have you got something to drink there? Is it like a pint of red still?
Well, it was, but it's a bit less now.
Right.
It's still probably a glass or wine.
What's your favorite? Is it Shiraz or Pinot Noir or whatever? What is it?
Rioja.
Oh, beauty.
You call it nice. Rioja.
Nice. Okay, very good. I'm impressed.
Really. You got nothing to drink though.
I'm pretending I'm impressed. Yeah, I have. Look, I've got.
Oh, you do?
I've got an Aussie stubby holder.
Stubby holder.
Stubby holder from that I got from Kalgoorlie from the Diggers and Dealers. It's something drilling. So it's it's like we've got a little drilling machine on it and stuff. You can't get more Western Australian than that. And inside, I've got like a
Oh,
blue thing.
you can
It's
take the boy out the wheat belt, but you can't take the wheat belt out the boy.
it's not the wheat belt. It's a mining thing. Which is fun.
I know, but I'm just saying that's like a wheat belt thing to have as a stubby holder.
Yeah, and a WA thing apparently. I don't know. And I'm drinking.
What's that tube in the background next to the Zenith mirror?
Yeah, that's from my Glengoyne, my 10-year single malt Glengoyne.
Crack that open. Let's get
I've
on
cracked it already. I've been drinking it. That's what. Oops. Yeah. Okay.
You're not one of these wankers that keeps the tube out in display, are you? Jesus
no, actually,
Christ,
I won't have it there anymore. I didn't even know it was there until you pointed it out. What else is there I should be putting away?
Okay.
No, but that's from anyway. But anyway, you didn't get to what I'm drinking.
Is that a gold record?
You dissed me for my stubby holder. And you didn't let me finish. So I'm drinking my blue creaming soda. Like it's just pure sugar, really.
What do you mean? It's not a beer?
Not even a beer. No, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I don't drink.
Well, you can do what you like. This is your YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. This is my life. What were you saying about a record? There's no record there. Oh, here? Just there?
To the left.
Right there?
Of the Zenith thing. Yeah, is that a Gary Glitter gold record or something?
No, that's my own. That's my own platinum. One of my platinum singles. Yeah, from a previous life when I was recording. And we'll get on that later. Don't worry about it. No, this light's me, Rob. Honestly, this light's terrible. The regular viewers know very well that's a clock. That's a Seiko clock, because I do this in the daytime.
Regular viewer.
Well, there's more than. I'd say there's probably two or three.
I'm one of them though, and I'm here just now. So
that's true. Okay. Well, the other regular viewer, when he's seen it in the daytime and he takes notice of stuff, he can see that's a clock. Anyway, enough about me. Well, how did you tell me? How you, okay, when did you leave Scotland? We'll start there. And where in Scotland are you from?
I'm from a little village called Boswell.
Boswell,
which is about 20 minutes drive outside Glasgow, I think.
Which direction?
Like that.
Which direction from Glasgow?
I have no idea.
Is it like towards Edinburgh?
Sure. No, towards England.
Okay.
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
I have a friend that lives at Falkirk. Next to the Falkirk Wheel.
Terrible. Are we allowed to swear on this channel? I just said a swear word just to sleep that
out. No, my mum won't like it, but I don't know if she actually looks
okay, like this. I won't swear again.
You can swear.
Falkirk's a dump.
Yeah, it is a dump.
It's a dump.
Yeah. It's got the wheel though. Yeah. The big thing for that was quite cool. That's about all they got, really.
Doesn't it have those horse head things as well? Is that Falkirk?
Yeah. Possibly. What are you talking about?
Huge. Well, it's by the canal, I think, where they have the wheel. Because they used to have the horses would pull the canal boats up and down. So they've got these two massive horse heads it's like made of iron or something. And it's like a modern art installation. But people come from far and what?
It looks like
far away.
It looks like looks like something out of Lord of the Rings or something. Yeah, I think that is actually. I did see them. But what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, there's a couple of famous books written about based in Falkirk. Actually, you have some Scottish author. Anyway, I forget his name. Doesn't matter. Okay, so you have been Boswell, and where do we go from Boswell?
Boswell, Bothwell.
Bothwell. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. And and you left there when? What are you shaking your head for, dude?
Terrible interviewer. I don't know how you get people on the podcast. Jesus
I'm really bad interviewer. That's why you do the interviewing on the podcast, and I just sort of sit there.
Okay. Mate, let's keep it watch related because probably the watch people are going to be on.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at.
I lived in a little village called Boswell. When I can tell the story, actually. I can tell the story of how I got into watches and my grandfather's watch and stuff. I can do that, right?
I'm waiting. We're waiting.
Okay. So when I was a little boy, my dad was really into watches, and the first watch I got, I think, was when I went on holiday with my mum and my granny, and I was wandering around the airplane, And I came back to my seat and I had a watch on. And Mom said, "Where did you get that watch from?" And I was like 4 or something. And I said, "These people gave me the watch." And I'd gone up and started talking to these people on the flight and convinced them to buy me one of the watches from the in-flight magazine. So my mom had to take me back. My mom had to take me back to this couple. They're like, "Who bought this watch for you?" So they took me back to, I found this couple and she said, "Did you buy my son a watch?" And they're like, "Yeah, he just came up. He started talking to us. And then he said, would we buy him this watch from the in-flight magazine?" So that's the first watch that I have a memory on. And I think it was digital and it had 3 little pigs, I think, on the dial. It was limited to what you could get on the in-flight magazine.
Did you get to keep it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Have you still got it?
No. It'd be good if I did have it.
You should have it.
Yeah. Shit.
Okay.
But anyway, I was always into watches. My dad was into watches. There's a place in Glasgow called the Argyle Arcade, which is...
know that. Yep.
You know it?
Yep.
So it's like this... it's like basically a kind of indoor street, if you like.
Yep.
It's just all jewelry shops and watch shops. So the thing I would always do with my dad when we were in Glasgow, we would always go through the Argyle Arcade. And we'd go and walk through and look at the watches, new and old, and look at things we liked. I always liked the more vintage shops there, the stuff that they would have watches and old pocket watches and jewelry. And I remember they always had they had a dirk. You know what a dirk is?
No.
It's like a Scottish knife. You put it in your... In your sock, basically.
In your sock or whatever, when you're wearing no underpants under your kilt.
So there was this dirk that would move from pawn shop to pawn shop within, and I don't know why it would go from one to the other, but it would move periodically over the course of years from one shop into another shop throughout the arcade. So it gives you an idea of the kind of treasure and junk that was in there. So we'd always walk through, look at all the watches, new and old. My dad was more into the new stuff. I was more into the old stuff. But yeah, we had a kind of, I'd like to say a shared collection of watches, because I would borrow a lot of stuff from him or steal lots of stuff from him, and he would never get it back. So that was kind of my entry into watches. Then my mum had a boss, this is in Scotland again. And this is the kind of moment in my mind that kind of blew my mind about watches. This guy had a day date, a 36mm day date.
Okay.
And I actually wrote an article about this on the Fifth Wrist website. Yes. And yeah, this guy would, when I'd go and visit my mom at work, or I'd go along to events or something when I was a little boy, he would take off his day date and let me hold this day date. So that was like the first, and I remember being really heavy and the sweeping second hand, and it was just like really, it was such a cool thing to be able to hold this day date. And he always said if he died, I would get it, and then he did die and I didn't get it. So you can't trust anybody.
You didn't get, but that's a bit rough.
I know people make promises to little 8-year-old boys, and then they don't hold up their end of the bargain. So I always remember. So I think this is why I've got a fascination with day dates as well. So yeah, I was kind of always been into watches. Same. Most people get into watches because, well, lots of people I know get into watches because their dad's into watches. I think there's a kind of a mixture between people get into watches because their dad was into it, or their grandfather, or their uncle, or something like that. Or there's people that get into it because they come into some money, or they get a good job, and they're told the thing you have to do, you should get yourself a good watch. That's the kind of thing, isn't it? Get yourself a good watch.
I suppose.
You've got a bit of money. That's the thing you're supposed to do as a man, get yourself a good watch. So I come from the kind of passed down from generation to generation thing.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think about how I got it. It wasn't really from my dad, I don't think. But is that a screwdriver you're waving around, by the way?
Yeah, I was trying to fix my tripod. I was trying to earlier on.
I had to wind
I bought this screwdriver from Rob. It's a very poor. Don't buy any screwdrivers from Rob. You turn it, and the top, I'll just.
He's a liar. He's
It's
lying.
it's very loose.
I've never sold
And
a screwdriver to
it
this
says
man.
made in China on it.
Yeah, what do you
And
expect?
China is spelt with a K. So it shows you the kind of quality of products that Rob sells. Do not buy screwdrivers from Rob, okay?
That's why I got him on here, just to rubbish my stuff, to make my job easier to sell stuff. I turned my little bezel around to try and time how long I've been talking, because I think you only get 45 minutes on the non-professional Zoom.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to get carried away, and then all of a sudden just go. So if it drops out, don't worry. It's just that we're running out of time, and I'll just bung it up. Yeah, okay. And then
So always been into watches. Moved to Australia, met an Australian woman in Scotland. Came to Australia with her. Before we got to Australia, she said, "When we get to Australia, do whatever job you want to do, you can do it in Australia because we need people to do whatever they want." She was like, "It's the land of opportunity. Do whatever you want to do." So I came to Australia, was here for I don't know, like 4 years or something. Lived in Tasmania, did a couple of jobs, yeah, and she kept on telling me, like, get into something you're interested in. You should do something with watches. And I was kind of working on my own stuff, fixing my own watches, relooming hands and stuff. And then she said, yeah, she just kept on, I guess she was bored me telling her about watches and how great they are. Probably how most people get into watchmaking.
Yep.
So I remember going to the Swatch shop in Melbourne one weekend. Every time I go into Melbourne, I always go to the Swatch shop and around all the watch shops. And I ended up speaking to somebody in the Swatch shop for like an hour plus just about watches.
I used to do that. Yeah.
And so after that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to quit my other job and I'm going to get a job in a Swatch shop. And I thought if one watch person comes in who's passionate about watches, one person a week, I'd still be happier doing this than it's better doing something you're passionate about rather than doing sales or whatever.
Of course. Yep.
So I looked up jobs for the Swatch group on the internet. Yep. I thought I'll just get a job part-time or whatever in the Swatch shop, and then an entry-level watchmaker technician position came up with Swatch Group, and I thought, dare I dream that I could work for the Swatch Group? And my wife said, apply for it. Put your Instagram handle on your CV, let them show them like how you're into watches and stuff. And I thought, oh God, if I do this and I don't get it, I'll be so heartbroken. So I applied for it anyway. Got an interview. Everyone at my last job was like cheering me on because they saw like all the time I was just on my computer looking at watches when I was supposed to be doing other work, and they'd come around to my desk and I'd have like a watch disassembled on my desk, and people were like, what the hell's wrong with you? And people would come by, managers and stuff I didn't even know would come by and say like how are you not bored with, you're still looking at, was this the same watch you were looking at the other day? Like they didn't know, they couldn't even tell the difference. And I'd say, no, that was like, it's a totally different one. I'm on to a different vintage of Speedmaster now. So everyone was kind of cheering me on to get the job with Swatch Group.
You got
Went for an interview. Had a second interview. I had my bench test and stuff like that. And it was supposed to be, an hour in total or an hour and a half in total. And I was like 3 hours later by the time I came out because I didn't want to leave. I was like, my wife, I had like 12 missed calls or something. My phone, my wife thought I'd like killed myself or something. But I didn't want to leave. The thing is, I was in the workshop and I was surrounded by watchmakers. And I was it's like, it was like being behind the curtain. It was so exciting to be there and see. And the workshop manager took me around, and he would go up to people's benches, and he was like, I remember he picked up a Speedmaster, and it was one of those ones that has the moon phase, and on the moon is like Buzz Aldrin's shoe or something, shoe print. That's not like a proper Speedmaster, is it? I can't remember. That's one of the coaxial ones. It's not like a proper one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
and took me around, showed me all this stuff. And I remember did my bench test, and he was sitting behind me at his regular desk, and then the kind of most senior watchmaker came up and was talking to him, and I was sitting and I was working at watches, and they were talking about Speedmasters, and I can't remember, they're talking about, so one of them made a mistake between 861 and 1861, or they confused some reference number, and I was desperate to turn around and correct them. I thought it's probably not a good move when I'm supposed to be working on these watches to show my skills, and then also turn around and calling the most senior watchmaker and the workshop manager like idiots for mixing up their Speedmaster references. So anyway, I got the job, and yeah, kind of haven't looked back. I've looked sideways and in other directions and want to do other things. I think it's only served as a catalyst for my passion of watches and watchmaking. I've had a few promotions within like the first year I got there, because funnily enough, when you go to work and you're there an hour before you're due to start and you're still there an hour
they like
or
that.
more at the end of the day, and everything you're given, whether it's something that's difficult or not, if you're given something and you can't do it, and then you're trying to do it anyway, rather than saying like, can someone help me with this? If you're just desperate to learn everything, you tend to do pretty well, which is why I always try and encourage people to get into whatever industry it is, which I know I've spoken to you about before, and I've spoken
of course
to that on the podcast as well. So it shows how important it is.
That's the whole thing with Fifth Wrist, isn't it? Really transferring that passion, basically, which is why you launched Fifth Wrist. Tell us a bit about Fifth Wrist for the other two viewers that haven't heard of Fifth Wrist. Yeah, you never know, someone might come.
So well, when you work in the industry and you work on the watches, and then you go and read reviews on websites of watches, and it's all BS, because you know it's BS because you actually work on the watches, and then you deal with the people who work in the sales and marketing, and you meet people in the industry the people who write the press releases and stuff that the reviews are taken from, and they know nothing about watches. Like they're ridiculously low level. Like it's not even. I know there's definitely people out there, because I know we both know people who actually know about watches, but the majority of them, they have zero understanding of watches at all.
Yeah, true.
So I thought I would start a website with reviews on it that other enthusiasts could go to and read before they purchased a watch, but the reviews had to be written by the people that owned the watch. So it's user reviews of the watches. And then I also had it so there's mandatory pros and cons. Because I'm a firm believer in no watch is perfect. Even a $1 million watch, it's not perfect. The fact that mechanical watches are themselves bad at the job that they do. They're so obsolete. But we still love them anyway. So the fact that you have a mechanical watch, you have to take on board that it's not good at the task that it does. That there's another 5 or 6 things that are better at doing that task than the watch is. So I had mandatory pros and cons, mandatory wrist size.
It's still current.
Mandatory wrist size of the person reviewing the watch. So when people look at the photograph, it's not just like, oh, that looks good in the person. They can look at it and go, okay, that looks good in the person. They've got an 18 centimeter wrist. Okay, I have a 15 centimeter wrist. That watch is probably going to be too small for me. So mandatory pros and cons. We don't take any watches from any brands. Zero brand intervention. That's the thing. So it doesn't matter. Don't take any money. We cannot be bought. Not that anyone's tried yet, but maybe that would change if somebody came and are like,
not even by alcohol companies.
Here's a small
sponsors.
package. Well, that's different. We'd take some, maybe take some alcohol.
Not from watch brands.
Not from watch brands.
Fair enough. Famous last words.
And then
someone's going to come up and offer you a big big bundle of cash and you'll sell your soul.
God, I'd be gone. Dead in a ditch,
I'll have
covered
to-
in drugs and hookers. That's the game plan here.
Then someone else is going to have to take over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there was no. You didn't have. I think we went to South America at some point. Was that just something you just threw out as a one-liner?
Yeah.
You could have done.
Yeah. That's when you step in, and then the things really go badly.
No, stop.
So on board.
Stop.
Really
Can't
good.
hear
So
you. I start again. I got
before I
terrible.
came to Australia, I was back, and before I came,
Yeah. Yeah. Go.
Before I came to Australia,
Yeah.
I was back in Scotland for a year.
Yep.
Prior to that, I was in Brazil.
Okay.
Can you hear me? No?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
No?
Yes. You're in Brazil.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'm not saying anything. Okay.
We're great at this. This is our.
You can't just be like, yes, I can hear you, and I'm not saying anything, so I know you can't hear me.
This is sitcom. Anyway.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I was in Brazil for a while, for a couple of years.
A couple of years?
Had a Brazilian girlfriend, fiance, and then I came back to Scotland.
Were you a drug mule?
And then that's when I met my... No, I didn't. No. Although people kept on telling me before I went to Brazil, people kept on telling me you're going to be sold into, you're going to be sold as a white slave. They're going to scalp you. There's going to be people are going to turn you into a drug mule. All this kind of terrifying things. It's kind of the same as Australia. Before you go to Brazil, people say you're going to be killed in some kind of gang-related things in the favelas or white slavery, all that kind of stuff. And then the same thing, people, before you come to Australia, people say you're going to be eaten by a shark, a crocodile, or a redback spider.
Yes.
That's
and you haven't been eaten.
It's all the people that don't actually know anything because they've never left whatever country they've been in.
Well, we actually tell people that to keep tourists away or to keep the foreigners away. You know, we can tell them all
You're doing a bad job.
But well, I guess Brazil's not Colombia, but it still can be pretty rough at times, I'd imagine. But I'm sure it's a great place. Some beautiful things to see.
It was great. I always felt safer there than in Glasgow. There was only one time I ever felt unsafe, and I remember we were coming back. I think we'd moved from Recife, which is the north of Brazil, which at that point in time was the murder capital of Brazil.
Right. Okay.
It was like the murder rate was like 3 times that of like the worst place in America in the United States.
Okay.
So we had moved from that place to down south near Sao Paulo.
Oh, yep.
So we're still kind of getting the lie of the land.
Yep.
And then one day I was drunk most of the time, but one day we went to the cinema and we were driving, and then we came back and I wasn't given directions because I was drunk and I didn't know where we're going. My fiance Layla was driving and she got lost and she kept on taking a wrong turn.
Right.
And we just kept on going down these wrong streets, and they were getting worse and worse and worse. Cool. And eventually we went down this street and she was saying, Alex, I don't know how to get out of here. And there were less and less street lights as we went. And eventually we went down this street and there were just some little shacks there that had, I remember looking at a building and there was a curtain on the window. There was no window, but there was like this rag over the window that was a curtain. I remember this rag being pulled out of the way and this face coming out. And because I was drunk, I was like, it's fine. Nothing to worry about. And then I saw she was crying. And she said, if we don't get out of here, we're probably going to be killed. And then in the blink of an eye, like I was sober as a judge. And I was like, okay, right. I was like, it's okay, be calm, let's be calm. Just go back, but reverse, like don't even turn around, just reverse straight back up this street. And we eventually managed to get out, but she was crying quite profusely the whole time. But other than that, I always felt very safe in Brazil, apart from that one moment. And that was more I felt unsafe because of her.
Okay.
I used to go out at night and drink and stuff by myself, not speaking any Portuguese, and people thought that was crazy as the famous gringo in the area, because another like pale white Scottish guys. But I always felt very safe there. No one really wanted to mess with you. If they just wanted some money or something. It wasn't like Glasgow where someone will glass you because you bump into them you
look at it the wrong way
in a bar or something. It's a totally different kind of thing. So I did feel kind of safe there.
Yeah, right. Okay, it's interesting. I'm curious because I've never. It's the only continent where I've never been. And before I came out here, when I was in, I got a job offer in Colombia, basically. But it was in one of the nice cities in Colombia, and it was running. This would have been an awesome job, but it was kind of Colombia, and I thought, well, what option? I was sort of tossing up Colombia or coming back here. This was like 5 years ago, and I chose not to do it, and I could have, and life would have been quite different. I think could have been really nice, could have been cool. But you make decisions and changes your whole.
You should have gone for it. It would have been a good. The thing about South America, it just feels so alive all the time.
Yeah.
Like you feel like from 1 week to the next, you can be like the president of the country, and that's probably a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it feels alive, like no place. Every other place in the world feels a bit boring compared to.
I definitely can see that point of view. Okay, I understand your point of view, but the problem is I'd been living in Switzerland for almost 20 years. Was a very conservative. Everything was good, like high standard of living. I had 2 little kids, and the whole family security thing was of the family unit was probably my biggest concern, and that's why I thought, Perth, it's a pretty safe spot. It's pretty boring probably compared to where I would have been, but it's pretty cool as well. There's pros and cons of anyway, as you know. I really got used. It took me only a few years to stop banging on about how awesome Switzerland was when I was first there, because it's not everyone's cup of tea. I realized after a while, I was in a really cool spot, great area, but I had to shut up because it was it's not for everybody. So anyway, here I am. And if I'd gone to Colombia,
you came back.
I would never have met you. We wouldn't be here.
Exactly. So you came back to Perth, and you spent the first year saying to everyone, God, it's pretty shit here compared to.
No. I didn't say that at all.
Is that what you did the entire time?
No. I'm talking about when I was first in Switzerland. When I first went over there.
That's exactly what I did.
No, it's a trap you can get into. Yeah, banging on about how good it is elsewhere, but no, it's you got to make the best of where you are, really. And we are pretty lucky in Australia in general. Wherever we are in Australia, there's a lot of people worse off basically elsewhere. So anyway.
I'll take a little bit of the blandness of Australia. I'll take that because you do feel a lot safer here.
Yeah.
Like anytime anyone says to me they feel worried about or scared of anything in Australia, I just think it's ridiculous. I would go to the roughest, worst bars in all of Australia, and I'm a super soft for a Scottish guy. I'm super soft for any guy. I'd go to the worst part of any place in Australia quite happily. No issues. So we've got it really, really good in this country. There's a reason I'm still here.
Yeah, well, that's good. And that's how we finally ended up meeting up. It was just funny. We told people on the podcast, but we probably haven't said on this. I haven't said on YouTube. We sort of come across Alex. I think I'd seen something. What did I see? I had to forget how I contacted you. I'd seen you on Instagram or something. I
think I'd had a couple of episodes of the podcast out at that point when I was doing it with Anthony.
Yes.
But I'd already heard of you. I'd heard of you long before you'd heard of me.
Okay. Yeah, we had a
I heard all
common
these good things about Rob. Yeah,
well,
from our common
yeah.
friend
friend. Yeah, yeah.
who said, "You will really like Rob. He's just your kind of person." That's what this person said.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's just your kind of person.
and lo and behold, I wasn't your sort of person, but we get on fine.
We make it work. Like any
We'll make it work.
dysfunctional relationship. Yeah.
How long have we been going for? 35 minutes. Hang on. Yeah,
Jesus,
35.
this is
Yeah,
why can't we do this in the last podcast?
no,
It was
no.
dragging out. I
Yeah,
need
we're
to
not
talk
actually
more
been
about
talking about
myself in the
anything.
future.
We have not been talking about anything, and I think the video quality looks really crap. I don't even know if it's going to be good enough to put on YouTube. I don't care.
I'm your first guest. People are gonna. Okay,
Yeah.
we can go back to doing the pronunciation of X to Z.
No, and I've got to save those up. I've only got a couple of letters left, and then I've got to try and find some more material. And I don't know whether I'm going to chuck this whole thing in and just go full-time podcast and forget the YouTube thing, because I haven't done that many, and no one's looking anyway. I hate these guys.
I think it's good to practice anything like this.
It's all just practice, right? Yeah, true. I'm just practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, true.
I think it's a good. Yeah, I think it's a good thing to do to get a skill level, and however low that skill level might be, it's an important string to your bow, right?
Yes, I suppose. I mean, I mentioned in the very first YouTube thing I did that I was going to set the bar very low. I wanted to set the bar low so I could only get better. I haven't got better, but I'm still keeping the bar low. I'm keeping that standard nice and low so people don't get too
consistency.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going for. Consistency. Yeah.
I think you should have done, rather than the pronunciation, you could have done the pronunciation and a bit about, you could have done Rob's A to Z of watch brands. And so you'd pick a letter for each one. You wouldn't just do the pronunciation. You'd tell a bit about the watch brand and basically how the connections that spill out from, I should probably tell you this a while ago.
I kind of did.
Connections that spill out from that one, but one per episode.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And
that's
that
true.
would have been, you would have had, if you'd done A to Z, you would have had the definitive collection of the kind of major watch brands, maybe 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. You've got pronunciation in there, but also, okay, and get the extra information there. Like this brand, they use movements from this company, and it was founded by, not just the stuff people can find out on the internet looking up on Wikipedia or whatever, but that added value that only Rob of Robin and the Regulator fame can bring.
Well, I kind of did. I mean, I that's no point though. I can still do that. What I did really was, run out at the start. Well, I didn't actually intend to, but I did, as well as the pronunciation, I did give a little, like a bite size, my views on that brand basically. But I haven't really gone into the people I've met through the brand, so I can still do that easy. I could. There's another. That's good. Thanks for that. Bit more.
I'm so good to you.
Okay,
so for example, like what would you pick for A?
Oh, I've got to look at the list. I forget. There's hundreds of different brands.
I'll help you out. Audemars Piguet.
Never heard of them. Never heard of them.
It's a good one. What a good one to start with, though.
Well, yeah, but I talked about, and right at the start when I talked about my career thing, I talked about AP. I mean, I didn't really talk about a lot of people, I suppose.
The thing about people, when you talk about people, no one knows who those people are, so it's difficult to connect to them. But I still think there's something there.
Yeah,
you could do that.
I am listening. I'm writing a text here, but I am listening.
I thought you were writing down.
I'm taking notes. Hang on. Oh yeah, okay. Yep.
Writing down. Never have Alex on YouTube again. Yeah.
No, this is a first. It's the inaugural one where I had you as a guest. So that's not going to be the last one. But that's good. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I've got to finish off just the general alphabet, and then I've got to go back in. I mean, we're doing our on the Robin the Regulator show. We're still going through the draws. I've got 18 draws left. JP's going to love that. And we've got books I can talk. I got a whole stack of books back here. Look at them. I got heaps of books back here, and there's some pretty cool
What are you
stuff
going to
there.
do? Just read.
No.
The
That's the
books?
thing. You get ideas from the books or the brands or the books are about, and then you go off. I mean, there's lots of stuff we can talk about. It's okay, but you just you got to get me going. You know, you know, so crank me, get me started, and then I'll just waffle on. Look at me, he just nodding away there, going, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be huge, Rob.
We already are.
Inevitable. It's inevitable.
You're actually huger than me. Your head's like a fair bit bigger on the screen. I'm sitting too far
My
away.
hair.
Your hair, well,
Grow some hair.
Your mane. Yeah, well, I can't do that. I don't have the option. Anyway. Well, I don't know. We could wrap it up. We've been here 40 minutes.
Let's wrap it.
Let's wrap it. We don't
That's
have to
probably too long. What's the peak time? It's like 20 minutes for a YouTube thing, right?
Probably. Okay, let's wrap it up then. Okay. Time out. Stop. Finished. Okay. I'll stop recording. Yeah.
Don't you say goodbye or anything?
Oh, bye-bye. No one's listening. No one's looking. No one cares. Bye. Say goodbye,
Take your
Alex.
time.
Like time. Go and have a look on the.
Go and check out Fifth Wrist Radio,
Fifth
Rob
Wrist,
and the Regulator, Defining Time Show, all the things.
Instagram. Well,
just go to fifthwrist.com. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. You'll find us there. Okay. I'm going to stop recording. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Cheers.